Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going outside because Mammotion sent me the brand new LUBA Mini AWD and I've been putting it through its paces for the past few weeks. Now I love automation. Anything that removes a boring, repetitive task from my life gets my attention. Mowing the lawn is the perfect candidate. The question I wanted to answer is simple. Does this mower actually handle a real-world garden with slopes, edges and obstacles, or does it just look good in a promo video? We are going to unbox it, go through the key features, look at the specs, show it working on the lawn, walk through the app, and for all Home Assistant fans, yes, there is an integration and we're going to cover it. Let's get into it. Opening the box, you get the mower, a compact charging station with its power cable, a set of spare blades and a quick start guide. That's it. Refreshingly simple. The mower feels solid. You immediately notice 4 big chunky all-wheel drive wheels. These are not the smooth plastic wheels of a budget mower. On the front there are 3 cameras staring back at you. That's the navigation brain and we'll get into that. There's also a large red stop button on top, a proper physical safety kill switch, which I like to see. The charging station is small, you stake it into the ground, run a cable to a power outlet and you're done. No perimeter wire to bury, no antenna pole. Setup literally takes about 15 minutes and I'll show you that in a minute. 5 features really define this mower. Let me take you through them quickly. First, the navigation. This uses tri-camera AI vision combined with NetRTK. 3 cameras working alongside a network-based GPS correction system. The result is centimetre-accurate positioning with no boundary wire and no RTK antenna to mount. It even works under tree canopy where standard GPS falls apart. Second, the edge cutting disc. This is generally new in this class. There is a dedicated 120mm side-mounted disc that gets to within about 2.5 centimeters of walls, fences and path edges. Most robot mowers leave a strip of uncut grass along boundaries. This one actually deals with it. Third, all-wheel drive. Each wheel has its own independent motor that lets it handle slopes of up to 80% gradient, roughly 38 degrees. Real embankments, not just slightly uneven ground. Fourth, DropMow. Put it on any patch of grass, hold the mow button for 5 seconds and it starts. No map, no zones, no setup. Great for landing to a neighbor or tackling an area outside your usual map.
Start working.
Fifth, the built-in 4G module. Every unit comes with a free built-in 4G modem and 3 years of free data. You can control the mower from anywhere. Competitors often charge extra for this. Here it's just included. I'll note that after those 3 years you will need to pay a subscription to continue using 4G remotely, so keep that in mind. Let me give you the specs, but with context, because a list of numbers on its own tells you very little. Coverage is up to 1000 square meters. That's a typical medium European garden. The battery is 6.1 amp hours, bigger than last year's model, and it covers roughly 350 square meters per charge. On a full 1000 square meters lawn it needs about 3 charge cycles, which it manages automatically. It returns to the dock, charges just enough to finish and resumes. This is smart adaptive charging. The main cutting disc is 200mm with 6 pivoting razor blades. The edge disc adds 120mm with 3 blades. The cutting height on the main disc is adjustable from 20 to 65mm via the app. Worth noting, the edge disc is fixed at 50mm, so if you run your main lawn lower than that, the edges will always sit slightly taller. It handles narrow passages down to 55 centimeters, useful for gate gaps between garden sections. It's IPX6 waterproof, so it handles proper rain, and the noise level is under 65 decibels. That's generally quiet, about the same as a normal conversation. You can run this at 7 in the morning and your neighbors won't even notice. For the first time setup, you send the mower out from the dock and it does an exploration run around your garden. You guide this loosely from the app. It builds its own map. It took me just minutes to do my small garden. Once it's done, you can review the map, adjust boundaries, add no-go zones and define mowing zones. Then you hit start. I have a big tree covering my lawn, but the tri-camera system kept working where GPS normally gives up. It uses visual landmarks from the cameras to maintain position when the satellite signal is weak. That's a real difference in practice. The AWD generally handles slopes. I haven't tested it at the theoretical 38° maximum because my lawn is very flat. It has better traction on wet grass too because the power is distributed across all 4 wheels. A few honest caveats: the edge disc height is fixed at 50 mm. If your main lawn is shorter, you'll see the difference at the borders. On complex lawns with lots of obstacles, the first map may need a bit of manual tidying in the app. And DropMow works best on enclosed spaces. If you're near a drop-off, set a virtual boundary first rather than relying on the cliff detection alone. The app is where this mower becomes a proper smart home device. The home screen gives you a live top-down map of your garden with the mower's position, status and battery level at a glance. You can also enable a 720p live video feed from the mower's cameras. Mammotion calls it yard monitoring. It's off by default for privacy, but useful when you want to check on the garden remotely. Data security is TÜV Rheinland certified, which is reassuring. Zone management is generally powerful. You can define up to 10 separate mowing zones and set different schedules, cutting heights and mowing patterns for each. Want the front lawn short on Tuesdays and the back garden at the higher cut on Saturdays? You can set this up in the app within 2 minutes. There's also a lawn printing mode where you draw a shape on the map and the mower cuts it into the lawn. Letters, patterns, whatever. It sounds gimmicky, but it works because the positioning is precise enough. My lawn is too small to use this feature, so you need a bigger lawn than mine for this to work. Battery management is a highlight. You can cap the charge at 80% for daily use and let it go to 100% only before a big scheduled mow. You can also enable off-peak charging, so it only tops up during cheaper electricity hours. That's smart energy management you normally only see in EV apps. Honest critique: the app is information dense. There's a real learning curve in the first week. After that it becomes second nature, but don't expect it to be as simple as some competitors' apps. Watch how it follows clean parallel lines. That's the NetRTK keeping it on track. And here at the edge, see the side disc swinging out right along that stone border? That's the dedicated edge disc doing its thing. I dropped a garden glove in the path. It detects it, slows and steers around it cleanly. The AI vision can pick up objects as small as 2.5 by 2.5 centimeters. It also detects cliff edges and steps, which is important if your garden has any drop-offs. Cut quality is clean and consistent. The parallel strip pattern gives you proper lawn stripes and the result generally looks professionally maintained. Obstacle avoidance works well. In my testing it handled a garden hose, gloves, a watering can and my cat, all without issue. It slows before changing direction, which is the right behavior. Noise is not an issue. Under 65 decibels means early morning runs won't bother anyone. For everyone who came here specifically for this section, yes, there is a Home Assistant integration and it's pretty capable. It's a community integration by Mikey0000 on GitHub. The repo is called Mammotion-HA. It's not in the default hacks catalog, so you add it as a custom repository. One critical tip: create a second Mammotion account, share your mower to it and use that dedicated account in Home Assistant. If you use your main account, you'll keep getting logged out of the official app on your phone. A secondary account completely avoids that. What you get: sensors for battery level, operating status, GPS position, satellite count, active zone and connection type. Controls to start, pause, stop or return to dock. And because it's Home Assistant, you can build whatever automations you want. Pause when kids are in the garden, delay for rain, trigger on solar surplus, start when you leave the house. Fair warning, this is a community project, not an official Mammotion product. It works very well and is actively maintained, but if a firmware update breaks something, you may need to wait for the community to patch it. The LUBA Mini AWD 1000 is $1,499 in Europe and $1,999 in the US. Buy it directly from the links in the description. One thing to budget for after 3 years, the 4G data service becomes subscription based around $19.90 for 3 months. Worth knowing going in if Wi-Fi doesn't fully cover your lawn. You get a 3-year warranty and a 30-day return window. That gives you enough confidence to try it. My final verdict, the LUBA Mini AWD generally impresses me. The tri-camera plus NetRTK navigation makes wire-free setup as close to effortless as I've seen at this price point. The edge-cutting disc is a real differentiator. I've not reviewed a compact robot mower at this price that actually takes edge quality seriously. The app is powerful, battery management is clever, and the built-in 4G is a genuine value add. Where it falls short, the edge disc is a fixed 50mm. If you like a tight lawn cut, your edges won't quite match. The app has a learning curve and at 1000 square meters it's not for large plots. But for a medium-sized garden with slopes, awkward edges and real-world obstacles, this is one of the best options on the market right now. Link to buy is in the description along with the Home Assistant GitHub repo. Thumbs up if this was useful, subscribe if you're new, and if you'd like to sponsor me like these awesome people do, so that I can keep creating these videos for you, please check the links in the description. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Off, up, off, up, off, up, off, up. Okay. On a... Again, there's a plane. I hate it when there are planes. Fly away, fly. Go away. Ah.